when Gandalf was still called Olórin. A gentle breeze stirs the gardens of Lórien, where flowers bloom in colors no mortal eye could name, their petals shimmering under the mingled light of Telperion and Lorelin. Olórin, a Maya of gentle heart, walks softly through this radiant haven, his gray robes flowing like mist, their edges catching the silver and gold glow of the two trees. His eyes, bright with wisdom and kindness, reflect the eternal light, and his steps are light, barely brushing the velvet grass. The air is warm, heavy with the scent of honeyed blossoms and sweet nectar, and the gardens hum with a quiet pulse, a melody woven from the dreams of the Valar. The stars above Valinor burn softly, their light a silent lullaby, and the world feels timeless, a cradle of peace and wonder. Olórin pauses by a grove where silver willows sway, their leaves whispering secrets to the breeze. His robes blend with the twilight glow, and his hands, gentle as the touch of dawn, hover over a flower that glows like a star. The air grows sweeter, scented with jasmine and the faint warmth of blooming roses, and the willows hum, their branches swaying in time with his quiet breath. He is a servant of Irmo, the Vala of dreams, and his heart is attuned to the visions that weave through this garden, where time yawns and sways, reluctant to move forward. The light of Telperion bathes him in silver, and Lorelin's gold warms his face, a harmony that soothes his spirit. He sits beneath a willow, its branches a curtain of light, and the grass is soft beneath him, a carpet woven from the earth's own dreams. The scent of nectar rises, mingling with the cool breath of a nearby stream, its waters tinkling like bells. Olórin's thoughts drift to the children of Ilúvatar, yet to awaken in the world beyond, and he hums a melody, low and kind, a song of hope that carries their dreams. The gardens listen, their flowers nodding as if enchanted, and the air grows heavy, a blanket of warmth and light. His voice is a lullaby, weaving through the grove, and the willows sway, their leaves a gentle echo of his song. In the timeless days of Valinor, before the world was shaped by strife, Olórin wandered these gardens, learning the music of kindness from Irmo and the wisdom of sorrow from Nienna. His spirit was light, yet deep, a flame that burned steady in the heart of Lórien. The tales of Middle-earth were yet to come, but even then, Olórin felt their pull, a whisper of a world where his light would shine. The gardens were his haven, a place where dreams took root, and he wove their threads into songs that carried hope across the stars. The Valor watched, their voices silent but approving, and Olórin's heart grew, a beacon for the ages to come. The stream nearby ripples, its waters catching the mingled light of the trees, and Olórin leans closer, his reflection shimmering like a dream. The air is soft, scented with the sweetness of lilies, and the gardens glow, their colors blending into a haze of silver and gold. He sees visions in the water, not of battles or kings, but of simple things. A hobbit's laughter, a child's wonder, a field blooming under a new sun. The visions warm him like a fire kindled in his heart, and the stream hums, its melody a counterpoint to his own. The willows sway, their branches a cradle, and Olórin feels the garden's magic, eternal and kind, wrapping him in peace. He rises, his robes flowing like a gentle tide, and walks deeper into the grove, where flowers bloom in spirals of light. The air grows warmer, scented with the faint tang of cedar, and the ground is soft, each step a caress against the earth. A rose unfurls under his gaze, its petals glowing like embers, and Olórin smiles, his eyes bright with the joy of creation. His song grows softer, a whisper that weaves through the gardens, and the flowers nod, their colors a melody of their own. The light of Lorelin bathes him in gold, and Telperion's silver softens the edges of the world, a harmony that lulls his spirit. Olórin pauses by a pool, its surface still as glass, reflecting the stars and the trees' radiant glow. The air is heavy with the scent of jasmine, sweet and fleeting, and the pool hums, its waters alive with dreams. He kneels, his robes pooling around him, and the grass is warm, a cradle beneath him. The visions in the pool shift, fields of green, rivers flowing clear, and a sky where no shadow falls. Olórin's heart swells, his song a lullaby that carries hope to the stars, and the gardens breathe with him, their pulse steady and eternal. The willows whisper, their leaves a gentle echo, and the air grows softer, the night deeper. The pool's light paints his face with silver, and Olórin feels himself sinking into its calm, his breath slow and steady. The scent of roses lingers, mingling with the cool breath of the stream. And the gardens hum, their magic a blanket that wraps him in peace. He imagines Middle-earth, a world yet to be shaped, where his light will guide the weary and the lost. The thought warms him like a hearth that never fades, and the pool's visions grow brighter, a promise of hope woven into the stars. His song becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward rest, and the willows sway, their branches a lullaby that soothes the soul. In his heart, Olórin walks a path where the children of Ilúvatar laugh, their voices rising like the stream's song. The pool shows him a world where kindness endures, where even the smallest spark can light the dark. The air is heavy with the scent of nectar, sweet and calming, and the gardens glow, their light a cradle that holds him close. Olórin's spirit is calm, his heart at rest, and the pool hums, its waters a dream that carries him deeper into peace. The stars above sing, their melody woven into the night, and the flowers nod, their petals a promise that endures. The grove softens, its edges blurring into a haze of silver and gold. Olórin's song becomes a hum, a gentle nudge toward sleep. The stars burn bright, their light a cradle, and the grass hums, its warmth a melody. Olórin is part of this garden, part of the light, part of the dreams that Lórien holds dear. The pool ripples, carrying his visions to the stars, and the willows sway, their leaves a lullaby. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of Valinor, where flowers bloom and hope shines eternal. A rose petal falls, its glow fading into the pool, and Olórin rests, his robes a mantle of starlight. The garden hold him gently, their light a lullaby, and the stars burn bright, their song woven into the earth's heart. The grove dreams, its flowers bathed in silver, and the world is at peace, forever dreaming under a sky of endless light. The last light of Nimrodel, in the golden heart of Lothlórien, where the malorn trees lift their ancient branches to cradle the stars. A stream runs clear and cold, its waters whispering over moss-covered stones. This is the stream of Nimrodel, named for the elven maiden whose song once filled these woods with light. Tonight, the moon hangs low, its silver glow spilling across the glade, painting the leaves with patterns that sway like a gentle lullaby. The air carries the scent of wild thyme and Eleanor, those delicate golden flowers that bloom only where elves have walked. The stars above listen, silent and eternal, as if waiting for a melody that lingers in the forest's memory. Nimrodel, fair and fleet-footed, moves through the glade, her silver gown shimmering like the stream itself. Her hair, pale as moonlight, catches the starlight, and her eyes, deep with the wisdom of ages, reflect the quiet beauty of Olórin. She is a sylvan elf, bound to these woods, her heart woven into their roots and leaves. Her cloak, soft as the petals of Eleanor, brushes the earth as she walks, leaving no trace but a faint glow where her feet touch the ground. The night is cool, but the forest wraps her in warmth, its golden boughs swaying softly, as if whispering good night to their beloved maiden. She pauses by the stream that bears her name, its waters sparkling like liquid starlight. The stones beneath are smooth, worn by centuries of gentle flow, and they hum with the memory of her voice. Nimrodel kneels, her fingers trailing in the water, cool against her skin, and she feels the pulse of the forest, slow and steady, older than sorrow, older than joy. The world beyond Olórin feels distant, a shadow she cannot yet name. But here, in this glade, time seems to pause, reluctant to let her go. The malorn leaves rustle above, their edges catching the moonlight, and the air grows heavy with the scent of time, sweet and fleeting. Long ago, Nimrodel's heart belonged to Amroth, the golden king of Olórin, whose laughter once echoed through these woods. Their love was fierce, as only elven love can be, a flame that burned bright against the gathering shadows. But war stirred in the world beyond, and Nimrodel, weary of strife, dreamed of peace in the White Mountains, far from the clamor of battle. She fled south, her heart torn between her love for Amroth and her longing for a world unmarred. He followed, vowing to find her, but the sea claimed him, and Nimrodel was left alone, her fate a mystery whispered among her kin. Yet here, by her stream, her presence lingers, a light that refuses to fade. The moonlight pools in the water, and the stream seems to glow from within, as if lit by a hidden star. Nimrodel gazes into its depths, her reflection rippling like a dream. The scent of Eleanor rises, mingling with the cool mist of the stream, and she hears her own song, faint and woven into the water's flow. It is a melody of love and loss, a lullaby she once sang to the stars, now carried by the current. She closes her eyes, letting the sound wrap around her like a cloak, and her heart slows, matching the rhythm of the stream. The forest listens. No bird sings, no creature stirs, but the leaves above hum softly, as if cradling her in their golden embrace. In her mind, she sees Amroth, his eyes bright with hope, his voice calling across a sea she cannot cross. She imagines standing on a distant shore, the waves lapping at her feet, their silver crests catching the starlight. Her song rises, soft and clear, a thread of light that reaches for him. And though the world is vast, her love feels vaster still. The stream's murmur grows clearer, and she feels its warmth, like a hand guiding her back to the glade. She opens her eyes, and the moonlight seems brighter, the stars closer, as if they have leaned down to hear her song. Nimrodel settles on a bed of leaves, their edges curling like a cradle, and draws her cloak around her. The leaves are warm beneath her, as if the earth itself breathes comfort, and the air is soft against her cheeks, carrying the scent of thyme and damp moss. She lies back, her hair spilling across the ground like a river of moonlight, and the stream's song fills the silence. It is not a song of despair, but of hope, of a love that endures beyond the world's end. She feels the forest's magic, ancient and kind, wrapping her in a blanket of starlight, and her breath slows, steady as the waters flow. The glade shimmers, its edges softening in the moonlight, and Nimrodel feels herself sinking into the stream's rhythm. The Malorn trees whisper their silver secrets, and the water hums with her melody, a lullaby that soothes the heart of the forest. She sees Amroth again, not in sorrow, but in a dream where the sea is no barrier, where their hands touch under a sky that never fades. The thought warms her like a fire kindled in her heart, and she knows that her song, her light, will linger in Olórin long after she is gone. The stars above glow brighter, their light a gentle promise, and the leaves sway as if rocking her to sleep. Nimrodel's breath becomes a whisper, matching the stream's soft cadence. The scent of Eleanor grows fainter, blending with the cool mist, and the forest's pulse beats in time with her own. She is part of this glade, part of the stream, part of the light that Olórin holds dear. The moonlight paints her eyelids with silver, and she sees a sea she has never walked, its waves glowing under a moon that never wanes. Amroth stands there, his smile a beacon, and her song rises to meet him, a melody that carries across time and tide. The glade grows softer, its colors blurring into a haze of silver and gold. The stream's song becomes a gentle hum, like a mother's voice to a sleeping child. Nimrodel feels the earth beneath her, warm and steady, and the stars above sing their own silent lullaby. She is not lost, not truly. Her love lives in the water, in the leaves, in the air that wraps Olórin in its embrace. The forest breathes with her, its rhythm slow and eternal, and she drifts, weightless, into a dream as deep as the roots of the malorn trees. In her dream, she walks ashore where the sea meets the stars, and Amroth is there, his hand outstretched. They do not speak, but their songs weave together, a harmony that fills the night with light. The waves lap softly, their rhythm a lullaby, and Nimrodel feels a peace that transcends the world's sorrow. Her heart is full, her spirit calm, and the glade holds her gently, its magic a cradle that rocks her deeper into sleep. The stream sings on, its waters carrying her melody through the ages. The scent of time fades into the warmth of her cloak, and the leaves beneath her hum with the earth's heartbeat. Nimrodel smiles, her light woven into the fabric of Olórin, and the stars above shine with a promise that love endures, forever flowing like the stream that bears her name. The Lanterns of Dol Amroth. A sailor stands on the sea cliffs of Dol Amroth, his weathered cloak fluttering in the evening breeze, as twilight paints the sky in hues of amber and violet. The city's white towers gleam behind him, their spires catching the last light of day, while below, the waves lap gently against the shore, their rhythm a soft lullaby. The air is heavy with the scent of salt and rosemary, drifting from gardens that cling to the cliffs, and golden lanterns begin to glow along the seaward walls, each one a beacon in the gathering dusk. The stars emerge, faint at first, their light mingling with the lantern's warm radiance, and the sea hums, its voice a melody older than memory. The sailor, named Taran, is a man of Dol Amroth, his face etched by years of wind and wave, his eyes gray as the sea he loves, his cloak, woven with the blue of the swan nights, wraps him in warmth, and his boots rest on the cool stone of the cliff path, worn smooth by countless steps. He has returned from a long voyage, his ship anchored in the harbor below, and now he watches as the lanterns are lit, a ritual as old as the city itself. Each lantern, crafted of delicate parchment and silver, bears a name, a prayer for those lost at sea, and as they are set adrift on the tide, they glow like stars fallen to the water. Taran's heart slows, matching the wave's steady pulse, and the night feels kind, a cradle of light and song. He follows the path to a terrace overlooking the bay, where the lanterns drift, their reflections rippling on the dark water. The scent of rosemary grows stronger, mingling with the salty tang of the sea, and the air is soft, warm against his weathered cheeks. An old harper sits nearby, his fingers coaxing a melody from strings that shimmer in the lantern light, a tune that speaks of elven ships and Númenórean kings. Taran settles on a stone bench, its surface warm from the day's sun, and pulls his cloak tighter, the fabric soft as a mother's embrace. The harper's song weaves through the night, and the lanterns sway, their glow a promise that no soul is forgotten. Long ago, the swan knights of Dol Amroth lit these lanterns to honor those who sailed and did not return. Their city, born of Númenórean stone and elven grace, holds a legacy of sea and star, its people tied to the waves as surely as to the land. Tales speak of a hidden hall, the Hall of Forgotten Songs, where sailors' voices rise to the heavens, their melodies carried by the lantern's light. Taran has heard these stories since childhood, told by his father beside a hearth that crackled with pine. And now, as he watches the lanterns drift, he feels their truth, a warmth that kindles in his heart. The sea sings, its voice soft and eternal, and the cliffs hum, their stone alive with the city's ancient magic. The harper's song shifts, telling of Imrazor, the Númenórean, and Mithrelas, the elf maiden whose love founded Dol Amroth's line. Taran listens, his eyes fixed on the lanterns, their glow painting the waves with gold. The air grows heavier, scented with salt, and the faint sweetness of blooming jasmine, and the stars burn brighter, their light a mirror of the lanterns below. He sees a lantern drift closer, its parchment etched with a name he knows, a friend lost to a storm years past, and his heart aches, but the harper's melody soothes it, a lullaby that wraps the night in peace. The waves lap gently, their rhythm steady, and the terrace feels like a cradle, its stone warm beneath him. Taran leans back, his cloak a soft mantle, and the sea's song fills the silence, a melody woven with the harper's tune. The lanterns drift farther, their light fading into the horizon, and he imagines the Hall of Forgotten Songs, a place of silver walls and starlit ceilings, where sailors sing under an endless sky. The scent of rosemary lingers, mingling with the cool breath of the sea, and the air grows softer, the night deeper. The harper's fingers slow, his melody a whisper now, and Taran's breath slows, matching the waves' gentle cadence. The lanterns glow, their light a thread that binds the living to the lost, and the cliffs hum, their stone a promise of home. The stars above lean closer, their radiance painting Taran's face with silver, and the sea seems to breathe with him, its pulse steady and kind. He sees his friend in his mind, not as he fell, but as he laughed, his voice rising over the ship's creak and the wind's howl. The memory is sharp, a pang of joy and loss, but the lanterns soften it, their glow a gentle hand. Taran feels the city's magic, woven from elven song and Numenorean stone, wrapping him in a blanket of light. The harper's song fades, but its echo lingers, a lullaby that soothes the soul. And the waves sing on, their voice a dream that carries him deeper into rest. Taran closes his eyes, and the terrace becomes a haven, its stone a cradle beneath him. The scent of jasmine rises, faint and sweet, and the lantern's light dances behind his eyelids, painting visions of silver swans and starlit seas. He imagines the hall of forgotten songs, its voices rising like the tide, and his friend is there, his laughter mingling with the stars. The thought warms him, like a fire kindled in his heart, and the sea's song grows softer, a whisper that nudges him toward sleep. The cliffs hold him close, their stone humming with the city's heartbeat, and the stars glow, their light a melody that weaves through the night. In his dream, Taran walks ashore where the lanterns drift, their glow guiding him to a hall of silver and pearl. The swan knights stand there, their armor gleaming, and the sailors sing, their voices a harmony that fills the sky. The sea is calm, its waves lapping gently, and Taran feels their warmth, like a hearth that never fades. The lanterns sway, their light a promise that endures, and the hall glows, its walls alive with the city's ancient magic. The air is heavy with the scent of salt and rosemary, and Taran smiles, his spirit calm, his heart at rest. The terrace softens, its edges blurring into a haze of gold and silver. The sea's song becomes a hum, a gentle nudge toward sleep. The stars burn bright, their light a cradle, and the cliffs hum, their stone a lullaby. Taran is part of this shore, part of the lanterns, part of the light that Dol Amroth holds dear. The waves ripple, carrying the lantern's glow to the stars, and the harper's melody lingers, a dream woven into the night. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of Dol Amroth, where lanterns drift and hope shines eternal. A lantern sways on the tide, its parchment glowing faintly, and Taran rests, his cloak a mantle of starlight. The sea holds him gently, its waves a lullaby, and the stars burn bright, their song woven into the city's heart. The terrace dreams, its stone bathed in silver, and the world is at peace, forever dreaming under a sky of endless light. The green-hooded stranger of the Shire. In the rolling hills of the Shire, where the grass grows soft and green, the morning mist curls like a silken blanket over the fields of Buckland. The air is cool, heavy with the scent of clover and damp earth, and the first light of dawn paints the sky in hues of rose and gold. Hobbit holes dot the landscape, their round windows glowing faintly with the promise of warm hearths and freshly baked bread. The by-water stream gurgles softly, its waters catching the sunrise, and the world feels hushed, as if holding its breath for a secret yet to be told. Here, in this quiet corner of Middle-earth, the Shire dreams, its heart beating slow and steady under a sky that knows no haste. The green-hooded stranger moves through the mist. A tall figure cloaked in a mantle deep as forest moss, its edges shimmering faintly in the dawn. No name is known for this wanderer, though hobbit tales whisper of Tom Bombadil, merry and ancient, or perhaps an Entwife, seeking gardens lost to time. The stranger's steps are light, leaving no footprints on the dew-kissed grass, only a trail of wildflowers, daisies and buttercups, blooming where they pass. Their cloak sways like a willow's branches, and a soft hum, warm as summer honey, drifts on the breeze, a melody older than the hills themselves. The Shire seems to lean closer, its grasses swaying in time with the stranger's song, as if remembering a tune it once knew. The stranger pauses by a hedgerow, where blackberries gleam like tiny jewels in the morning light. The air is sweet with their scent, mingling with the cool tang of mist, and the stranger's hands, hidden beneath the cloak, move gently, coaxing a new sprout from the earth. A daisy unfurls, its petals white as starlight, and the stranger hums, their voice low and kind, like a parent soothing a sleeping child. The hedgerow rustles, as if whispering thanks, and the mist parts slightly, revealing a path that winds toward a hobbit hole nestled in a hill. Smoke curls from its chimney, and the scent of baking bread wafts through the air, warm and inviting. Long ago, the Shire was a place of quiet wonder, guarded by forces unseen. Rangers patrolled its borders, their cloaks gray and their steps silent. But other powers walked these lands too, beings of earth and root, of song and season. The green-hooded stranger is one such mystery, a figure of tales told by hobbit grandmothers on winter nights. Some say they plant flowers that bloom out of season, others that they sing to the trees, urging them to grow tall. In Buckland, where the Brandywine River flows, children swear they've seen the stranger, leaving blossoms in their wake, a gift for those who believe in the Shire's hidden magic. The stranger moves on, their cloak blending with the mist, and the path leads them to a meadow where the grass is soft as a quilt. The sunrise spills across the field, painting each blade with gold, and the air hums with the faint buzz of bees drawn to the wildflowers that bloom in the stranger's trail. Clover and dandelions nod in the breeze, their scent rising like a lullaby, and the stranger pauses, their head tilted as if listening to the earth's heartbeat. Their hum grows softer, a melody that weaves through the meadow, and the grasses sway, as if dancing to a song only they can hear. The Shire feels alive, its spirit kindled by the stranger's presence, and the morning grows warmer, the mist thinning like a dream fading at dawn. The stranger kneels, their cloak pooling around them like a green tide, and their hands touch the earth, gentle as a caress. A new flower blooms, a star-shaped blossom, pale as moonlight, and the air grows heavy with its sweet perfume. The stranger's hum becomes a whisper, a song of growing things, of roots deep in the earth and branches reaching for the sky. The meadow seems to glow, its colors brighter, and the bees hum in harmony, their wings catching the light. The stranger rises, their cloak swaying, and the path calls them onward, toward a copse of willows by the stream, where the water sings its own soft song. The willows bow their branches, their leaves brushing the ground like a curtain, and the stranger steps beneath their shade. The air is cool here, scented with damp moss and the faint sweetness of willow bark, and the stream's murmur fills the silence, a gentle counterpoint to the stranger's hum. The water sparkles, reflecting the dappled light that filters through the leaves, and the stranger pauses, their cloak still as if woven from the forest itself. They kneel again, their hands hovering over the stream, and a ripple spreads, soft and silver, as if the water has heard their song. A water lily unfurls, its petals glowing faintly, and the stream seems to sigh, content under the stranger's touch. The stranger sits by the stream, their cloak a soft mantle against the mossy bank, and the willows sway, their branches rocking gently in the breeze. The air is warm now, the mist gone, and the Shire stretches out around them, a patchwork of green hills and golden fields. The scent of clover lingers, mingling with the stream's cool breath, and the stranger's hum fades into a quiet melody, like a lullaby sung to the earth. The hobbit hole nearby glows with firelight, its round door ajar, and the scent of bread and honey drifts through the air, a promise of comfort and home. The stranger smiles, though none can see, and the meadow feels their warmth, like a hearth kindled in the heart of the Shire. The sun climbs higher, its light soft and golden, and the stranger rises, their cloak shimmering like leaves in a summer breeze. The path winds on, through fields where daisies bloom in their wake, and the Shire seems to breathe with them, its grasses whispering secrets to the sky. The stranger's song lingers, a thread of light woven into the morning, and the meadow holds it close, like a memory of spring. The willows hum softly, their branches swaying, and the stream carries the stranger's melody, a lullaby that soothes the heart of Buckland. The Shire is safe, its dreams guarded by this gentle wanderer, whose steps leave only flowers and peace. The stranger moves toward the horizon, their cloak fading into the green of the hills, and the meadow settles into quiet. The daisies glow in the sunlight, their petals soft as starlight, and the air is heavy with the scent of clover and earth. The hobbit hole's fire crackles faintly, its warmth reaching across the field, and the stream sings on, its waters clear and kind. The Shire dreams, its heart full of the stranger's song, and the morning feels eternal, a moment held in the palm of time. The grasses sway, the bees hum, and the wildflowers nod, as if bidding the stranger farewell, knowing they will return when the mist rises again. The stranger's hum fades, but the Shire holds it close, a melody that lingers in the earth's roots. The sun bathes the meadow in gold, and the air is soft, scented with flowers and the promise of rest. The hobbit hole glows, its hearth a beacon, and the stream's song becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward sleep. The Shire is a cradle, its hills a blanket, and the green-hooded stranger's light is a star that never fades. The world is at peace, wrapped in the quiet magic of Buckland, where flowers bloom and dreams grow wild. In the meadow, a daisy sways, its petals catching the last of the morning's mist. The stranger is gone, but their song remains, a lullaby woven into the Shire's heart. The grasses hum, the stream whispers, and the hills dream, their green slopes bathed in sunlight. The Shire sleeps, its spirit cradled by the stranger's touch, and the world is a gentle dream, forever blooming under a sky of endless dawn. Galadriel's mirror, long after the war. The silver basin rests in a glade where malern trees stand tall, their golden leaves catching starlight like a net of dreams. Galadriel, Lady of Olórin, moves silently through the fading forest, her gown a cascade of white that shimmers like moonlight on water. Her hair, woven with the radiance of Telperion and Laurelin, flows behind her, and her eyes, deep with the wisdom of ages, reflect the quiet sorrow of a world changed. The air is soft, scented with the fading sweetness of malern blossoms, and the night is still, broken only by the gentle drip of water into the mirror's basin. The stars above burn bright, their light a silent song, and the glade hums with a magic that lingers even as Lothlorien fades. Galadriel kneels by the mirror, her hands steady as she pours water from a silver ewer, its surface rippling with starlight. The basin glows faintly, a pool of liquid light, and the air grows heavy with the scent of moss and petals, sweet and melancholic. Her fingers brush the water, cool against her skin, and the ripples spread, carrying visions of past and present, of futures that might have been. She is alone now, the fellowship long departed, the war ended, yet the mirror remains, a keeper of memories that refuse to fade. The Malorn leaves sway above, their golden edges whispering secrets, and Galadriel's heart slows, matching the rhythm of the glade's quiet pulse. She gazes into the mirror, and the water shows her Frodo, his small form bent under the ring's weight, his eyes bright with courage. She sees Sam, steadfast and true, carrying hope like a lantern through the dark. The visions shift. Green fields of the Shire, hobbit laughter ringing under a summer sky, and a ship sailing west, its sails catching the last light of day. Galadriel smiles, a faint curve of her lips, and the mirror hums, its waters alive with the echoes of their journey. The scent of Eleanor rises, faint and golden, and the glade seems to breathe with her, its magic a gentle cradle that holds her close. Once, this mirror was a guide, showing truths and possibilities to those who dared to look. Frodo saw its visions, as did Sam, their hearts tested by what might be. Now, with the One Ring gone and the world changed, Galadriel tends the mirror alone, its waters a tapestry of memory. The elves of Lórien are few, their voices fading like the Malern leaves, and soon she too will sail west, leaving this glade to dream in silence. But tonight, the mirror is her companion, its light a lullaby that soothes the ache of parting. The stars lean closer, their glow soft and kind, and the air grows warm, scented with the earth's deep breath. Galadriel lets a petal fall into the water, a Malorn blossom golden as the sun, and the ripples spread, carrying new visions. She sees Aragorn, crowned and steady, his hand clasped with Arwen's under a sky of endless stars. She sees Legolas, walking paths of green, his laughter mingling with the sea's song. The mirror shows her Gandalf, no longer gray, but white, his staff a beacon in distant lands. Each vision is a thread, woven into the fabric of her heart, and Galadriel feels their warmth, like a fire kindled in the night. The glade hums, its moss soft under her knees, and the leaves above sway, their golden light a blanket that wraps her in peace. The water ripples again, and Galadriel sees herself not as she is now, but as she was in the First Age, a maiden of Valinor, dancing under the two trees. The memory is sharp, a pang of joy and loss, but the mirror softens it, its light a gentle hand. She sees her brothers, Finrod's smile and Egnor's fire, and her heart aches for the years gone by. Yet the glade holds her close, its air heavy with the scent of blossoms, and the mirror's song is a lullaby, weaving through the silence. Galadriel's breath slows, her spirit sinking into the rhythm of the water, and the stars above glow brighter, their light a promise that endures. She sits back on a mossy stone, its surface warm as if kissed by the sun, and draws her gown around her like a cloak. The glade is a cradle, its trees swaying gently, and the air is soft, scented with the fading sweetness of malern flowers. The mirror's light reflects on her face, painting her with silver, and she feels the forest's magic, ancient and kind, wrapping her in a blanket of starlight. The visions shift again, children playing in a renewed world, rivers flowing clear, and a sky where no shadow falls. Galadriel smiles, her heart full, and the glade seems to hum with her, its pulse steady and eternal. The mirror's water grows still, its surface a perfect mirror of the stars, and Galadriel feels herself sinking deeper into its calm. The scent of moss lingers, mingling with the cool breath of the night, and the leaves above whisper, their golden edges a lullaby. She imagines the west, where the undying lands wait, where her heart will find rest. The mirror shows her a shore where the sea meets the stars, where Celeborn stands, his hand outstretched, and her smile widens, a light that warms the glade. The air grows softer, the silence deeper, and the mirror's hum becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward rest. Galadriel's breath is a sigh, matching the drip of water into the basin, and the glade holds her gently, its moss a cradle beneath her. The stars burn bright, their light a melody, and the trees sway, their leaves humming with the earth's heartbeat. She sees Frodo again, his face peaceful in the west, and Sam planting seeds that bloom under a Shire sun. The visions are a lullaby woven into the mirror's light, and Galadriel feels their warmth, like a hearth that never fades. The glade is alive, its magic a promise that love and hope endure, even as the forest fades. In her heart, she walks the paths of Lórien, one last time, her gown trailing through the grass, her laughter mingling with the stream's song. The mirror shows her a world where the Fellowship's courage lives on, where the seeds they planted grow tall. The air is heavy with the scent of Eleanor, sweet and fleeting, and the glade glows, its light a blanket that wraps her in peace. Galadriel's spirit is calm, her heart at rest, and the mirror hums, its waters a dream that carries her deeper into sleep. The stars above sing, their melody woven into the night, and the trees hold her close, their leaves a lullaby that soothes the soul. The glade softens, its edges blurring into a haze of silver and gold. The mirror's light becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward rest. The stars glow, their radiance a cradle, and the moss hums, its warmth a melody. Galadriel is part of this glade, part of the mirror, part of the light that Lórien holds dear. The water ripples, carrying her visions to the stars, and the trees sway, their leaves a promise that endures. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of Lothlórien, where memories linger and hope shines eternal. A malern petal falls, its golden glow fading into the water, and Galadriel rests, her gown a mantle of starlight. The mirror holds her gently, its light a lullaby, and the stars burn bright, their song woven into the forest's heart. The glade dreams, its trees bathed in silver, and the world is at peace, forever dreaming under a sky of endless light. The hill where Elendil wept. In the vast, rolling lands of Arnor, where the North Kingdom once stood proud, a solitary hill rises above a quiet valley, its slopes cloaked in golden grass. The twilight sky stretches wide, streaked with crimson and violet, as the last light of the sun kisses the earth. The air is cool, scented with heather and the faint tang of wild thyme, and the stars begin to glimmer, their light sharp and clear, as if drawn closer by the hill's ancient memory. Below, the valley hums with the soft murmur of a distant stream, its waters weaving through the ruins of a forgotten city, where stones still whisper of Númenor's glory. Here, on this hill, the world feels timeless, a cradle of silence holding secrets older than sorrow. Elendil, High King of the Dúnedain, stands atop the hill, his tall figure wrapped in a cloak of deep blue, its edges worn by sea and storm. His hair, dark as the twilight, stirs in the breeze, and his eyes, gray as the sea that brought him here, reflect the fading light. In his hand, he holds a staff of polished oak, its grain etched with the memory of Númenor's trees, and at his side hangs Narsil, the sword that gleams like a star in the dusk. The hill is warm beneath his boots, its stones humming with the pulse of the earth, and Elendil feels the weight of his journey across the sea, through loss, to this new land where hope must take root. The wind wraps around him, soft as an old friend, and the silence is not empty, but full, brimming with the echoes of a world he left behind. He sits upon a weathered stone, its surface carved with fading runes, and the grass sways gently, brushing his cloak like a caress. The scent of heather rises, sweet and earthy, mingling with the cool breath of the evening, and the valley below seems to glow, its ruins softened by the twilight's gentle hand. Elendil's heart is heavy, for Numenor lies beneath the waves, its towers drowned, its people scattered. Yet here, on this hill, he feels the stirrings of hope, a promise that the stars still watch, that the line of king will endure. The stone beneath him is warm, as if it remembers the hands that shaped it, and the wind hums a melody, low and mournful, like a lullaby for a land reborn. Long ago, Elendil sailed from the ruin of Numenor, his ships guided by a star that burned bright above the sea. He founded Arnor, a kingdom to rival the glory of the West, and this hill became his refuge, a place to grieve and dream. The Dunedain speak of it still, a quiet place where the grass never dies, where the stars shine with uncommon clarity. It is said that Aragorn, Elendil's heir, sat here before his coronation, feeling the same wind, hearing the same silence. But tonight, it is Elendil alone, his heart a tapestry of loss and hope, woven with the threads of a king's duty. The hill holds him gently, it slopes a cradle, and the valley whispers of a future he cannot yet see. Elendil gazes at the sky, where the stars kindle one by one, their light a beacon in the gathering dusk. The constellation of Menelmacar gleams, its sword belt a promise of battles won, and Elendil's lips curve in a faint smile. He remembers Numenor's starlit halls, the laughter of his sons, Isildur and Anarion, and the scent of Athelas blooming in his mother's garden. The memory is sharp, a pang in his chest, but the hill soothes it, its warmth spreading through him like a hearth's glow. The grass sways, golden even in the twilight, and the air grows soft, scented with thyme and the distant murmur of the stream. The wind sings, a melody of renewal, and Elendil feels the earth's heartbeat, steady and eternal, beneath his feet. He leans back against the stone, his cloak a soft mantle, and the hill seems to cradle him. It slopes, gentle as a mother's arms. The stars burn brighter, their light painting his face with silver, and the valley below hums with life, its ruins no longer mournful, but dreaming of a time when towers will rise again. Elendil closes his eyes, and the wind wraps tighter, carrying the scent of heather and the cool kiss of night. He sees Numenor in his mind, not as it fell, but as it was. Golden shores, white cities, and a sky ablaze with stars. The memory is a lullaby, soft and kind, and his heart slows, matching the rhythm of the hill's quiet pulse. The stone hums beneath him, its runes glowing faintly, as if stirred by his presence. Elendil feels the weight of his crown, not upon his head, but in his soul. And yet the hill lightens it, whispering of hope, of sons who will carry his name, of a world that will heal. The grass sways, its blades brushing his hands, and the air is warm, scented with the earth's deep breath. He imagines Arnor's fields, green and wide, where children will laugh under a sky that knows no shadow. The thought warms him, like a fire kindled in his heart, and the stars seem to sing, their light a melody that weaves through the twilight. Elendil's breath becomes a whisper, steady as the stream below, and the hill holds him close, its warmth a blanket against the night. The scent of time lingers, faint and sweet, and the valley's ruins glow softly, as if dreaming of their own renewal. He sees his sons again, Isildur's fierce eyes and Anarion's quiet smile, and he knows they will build what he began. The wind hums, a lullaby that soothes the soul, and the stars lean closer, their light a promise that endures beyond the sea. The hill is a cradle, the valley a dream, and Elendil feels himself sinking into their embrace, weightless as a leaf on the wind. In his dream, he walks ashore where the sea meets the stars, and Numenor rises, not in stone, but in light, a vision of hope that never fades. The waves lap softly, their rhythm a lullaby, and Elendil feels the hill's warmth, steady and kind. Beneath him, the grass sways, golden and eternal, and the air is soft, scented with heather and the promise of dawn. He is not alone. The stars watch, the wind sings, and the valley dreams with him, its heart full of a king's promise. The stone hums, its runes a beacon, and Elendil smiles, his spirit calm, his heart at peace. The hill grows softer, its edges blurring into the haze of sleep. The wind's song becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward rest. The stars glow, their light a blanket, and the grass holds him close, its blades humming with the earth's heartbeat. Elendil is part of this hill, part of Arnor, part of the hope that will carry his line through the ages. The valley sleeps, its ruins cradled by the twilight, and the stream sings on, its waters clear and kind. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of the north, where stars shine and hope endures. In the valley, a blade of grass sways, its tip catching the last of the twilight's glow. Elendil rests, his cloak a mantle of starlight, and the hill holds him gently, its warmth a lullaby. The stars burn bright, their light woven into Arnor's heart, and the wind whispers, a melody that lingers in the earth's roots. The hill dreams, its slopes bathed in silver, and the world is at peace, forever watching under a sky of endless stars. In the rolling mists of the Barrow-downs, where ancient mounds rise like sleeping giants, the night falls soft and silent, cloaking the land in a veil of silver fog. The air is cool, heavy with the scent of damp earth and faint lavender, and the moon hangs low, its pale light weaving through the mist like threads of a dream. The downs hum with a quiet pulse, their grassy slopes dotted with weathered stones, each carved with runes older than memory. No bird calls, no wind stirs, but the earth itself seems to breathe, a gentle rhythm that cradles the lost and the weary. Here, in this eerie yet strangely comforting land, the shadows are not all dark, for a light lingers, soft as a candle in the night. Thilwyn, the Barrow maiden, moves through the fog, her form a faint shimmer of silver, like moonlight caught in a silken gown. Her hair, pale as frost, flows behind her, and her eyes, deep with the wisdom of ages, glow softly, a beacon in the mist. She is a spirit of the downs, not bound to the malice of the whites, but woven from the ancient kindness of the earth. Her bare feet kiss the grass, leaving no trace but a faint hum, a melody that soothes the stones and calms the restless air. Her gown sways like a willow's branches, and her voice, when it rises, is a lullaby, soft and clear, meant for those who wander too far from the path. The downs lean closer, their mists curling around her like wool, as if guarding her light. Thilwyn pauses by a mound, its crown adorned with a single stone, moss-covered and warm to the touch. The fog parts slightly, revealing a narrow path that winds through the downs, its edges softened by clover and wild thyme. The scent of lavender rises, mingling with the cool dampness of the mist, and the moon's light pools on the stone, casting a gentle glow. Thilwyn's fingers brush the moss, and the stone hums as if waking from a long sleep. Her lullaby begins, a melody older than sorrow, woven with the memory of a time when these mounds were places of honor, not fear. The fog sways, dancing to her song, and the downs grow softer, their eerie silence filled with a warmth that defies the night. Long ago, the Barrow-downs were a sacred place where the men of Westerness laid their kings to rest. But darkness crept in, and wights stirred, turning reverence to dread. Yet not all spirits here are cruel. Thilwen, born of the earth's ancient magic, watches over the downs, guiding travelers who stray too close to the wight's grasp. Tales of her are few, whispered by rangers who know the old paths. But her song is known to those who listen, a lullaby that leads the lost to safety, a light that holds the darkness at bay. Tonight, a traveler wanders nearby, their steps faltering in the fog, and Thilwen's heart stirs, her melody rising to guide them home. She moves along the path, her gown shimmering like a silver tide, and the mist parts before her, revealing a hollow where the grass is soft as a quilt. The air is heavy with the scent of clover, sweet and calming, and the moon's light filters through the fog, painting the hollow with patterns that sway like a cradle. Thilwen kneels, her hands hovering over the earth, and a flower blooms, a star-shaped blossom, pale as starlight, its petals glowing faintly. Her lullaby grows clearer, a melody that weaves through the downs, and the grasses sway as if humming in harmony. The traveler, unseen but near, feels the song's warmth, like a lantern in the night, and their steps grow steadier, drawn to the hollow's peace. Thilwen rises, her gown catching the moonlight, and the path leads her to a cluster of stones, their surfaces etched with runes that pulse faintly under her gaze. The fog curls around them, soft and slow, and the air grows warm, scented with thyme and the faint sweetness of moss. She sings, her voice a whisper that carries across the downs, and the stones hum. As if remembering their purpose, the wights stir in their deep places, but Thilwen's song holds them at bay, a shield of light woven from the earth's own heart. The traveler, guided by her melody, reaches the hollow, their cloak damp with mist, and they settle on the grass, feeling the down's quiet embrace. The hollow is a cradle, its slopes gentle and warm, and Thilwen stands nearby, her form a soft glow in the fog. The moon climbs higher, its light silver and kind, and the air is heavy with the scent of lavender, soothing as a mother's touch. Her lullaby fills the silence, a melody of safety and rest, and the grasses sway, their blades brushing the traveler's hands like a caress. The downs feel alive, their pulse steady and eternal, and Thilwen's presence is a blanket, wrapping the hollow in peace, The traveler's breath slows, matching the rhythm of her song, and the fog grows softer, its edges blurring into a haze of silver and green. Thilwyn moves closer, her gown a silken tide, and the hollow glows, its grasses golden even in the moonlight. The scent of clover lingers, mingling with the cool breath of the mist, and the stones hum faintly, their runes a promise of protection. She sees the traveler, their face softened by sleep, and her heart warms like a fire kindled in the night. Her lullaby becomes a whisper, a melody that weaves through the hollow, and the downs hold it close, like a memory of spring. The traveler dreams, their heart full of Thilwyn's light, and the fog sways as if rocking them gently in its arms. The Barrow maiden pauses, her eyes reflecting the moon's glow, and the downs seem to breathe with her, their mists curling like a lullaby. She imagines the traveler's home, a hobbit hole or a ranger's camp, where fires burn and laughter rings. Her song carries a promise that the path will lead them there, that the downs are not only shadows, but also light. The grasses sway, golden and soft, and the air is warm, scented with thyme and the earth's deep breath. Thilwyn's gown shimmers, her form fading into the mist, but her lullaby lingers, a thread of light woven into the down's heart. The hollow grows softer, its colors blending into a dream of silver and green. Thilwyn's song becomes a hum, a gentle nudge toward rest. The moon glows, its light a blanket, and the grasses hold the traveler close, their blades humming with the earth's heartbeat. Thilwyn is part of the downs, part of the mist, part of the light that guards the lost. The traveler sleeps, their dreams cradled by her melody, and the stones hum, their runes a beacon in the night. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of the Barrow-downs, where shadows soften and hope endures. In the hollow, a star-shaped flower sways, its petals catching the last of the moon's glow. Thilwyn fades, her song a whisper in the mist, and the downs hold her light, a lullaby woven into the earth's roots. The grasses hum, the fog sways, and the mounds dream, their slopes bathed in silver. The traveler rests, their heart full of peace, and the world is at peace, forever dreaming under a sky of endless stars. The Snowbirds of Forochel. In the far north of Middle-earth, where the ice fields of Forochel stretch beneath a sky ablaze with auroras, the night is a tapestry of silence and light. The snow falls softly, each flake catching the glow of emerald and violet ribbons that dance across the heavens. The air is crisp, scented with pine and the faint tang of frozen sea, and the ice hums beneath a blanket of frost, its pulse slow and ancient, like the heartbeat of a sleeping world. No wind stirs, but the auroras weave their silent song, and the stars above glimmer, sharp and clear, as if guarding a secret hidden in the snow. Here, in this frozen land, the Lossoth dwell, their fur-lined shelters glowing faintly against the endless white. And the snowbirds fly, their wings a whisper of hope in the dark. A child of the Lossoth, small and bundled in furs, stands at the edge of an ice field, her eyes wide with wonder. Her name is Lumi, a name meaning light in the tongue of her people, and her breath clouds in the air, mingling with the snow's gentle fall. Her furs are warm, their edges soft as a mother's embrace, and her boots crunch softly on the frost, the sound swallowed by the vast silence. Above her, the snowbirds flit, their white wings catching the aurora's glow, like stars fallen to earth. They are small, delicate creatures, their feathers shimmering with frost, and they fly only when a great change is near. Or so the elders say. Tonight, their wings beat steadily, a rhythm that calls to Lumi's heart, and she steps forward, her small form a shadow against the ice. The snowbirds weave through the air, their path a silver thread in the night. And Lumi follows, her steps light on the frozen ground. The auroras dance above, their colors rippling like silk, and the air grows heavy with the scent of pine smoke from distant shelters. The ice fields stretch wide, their surface gleaming under the moon's pale light, and the snow falls softer now, a gentle curtain that brushes Lumi's cheeks. The birds lead her onward, their wings a soft hum, and the world feels alive, its silence not empty, but full, brimming with the promise of something hidden. The stars watch, their light steady and kind, and Lumi feels no fear, only a quiet wonder, as if the snowbirds are singing just for her. Long ago, the Lossoth learned to trust the snowbirds, for they are more than mere creatures. They are guardians of dreams, harbingers of secrets kept by the ice. Tales tell of a hidden spring, a place where the earth's warmth breaks through the frost, where time itself sleeps under a canopy of light. Lumi has heard these stories by the fire, her mother's voice weaving them like a lullaby, and now the birds call her, their wings a beacon in the night. She clutches her furs tighter, the warmth of seal hide and fox fur wrapping her like a blanket, and follows the birds across the ice, her heart beating in time with their steady flight. The snowbirds lead her to a ridge where the ice curves upward, its surface smooth as glass. The auroras cast their glow, painting the ridge with hues of green and violet, and the air is heavy with the scent of snow, clean and sharp. Lumi climbs, her boots finding purchase on the frost, and the birds circle above, their wings a soft hum that soothes her heart. The ridge opens to a hollow, a cradle of ice and snow where the ground feels warm, as if the earth itself breathes beneath the frost. The snowbirds settle, their feathers catching the light, and Lumi gasps, for at the hollow's heart lies a spring, its waters clear and steaming, reflecting the auroras like a mirror of stars. Lumi kneels by the spring, her furs pooling around her, and the air grows soft, scented with the faint sweetness of hidden moss. The water ripples, its surface warm to the touch, and the snowbirds perch nearby, their eyes bright as the stars above. The spring hums, a melody woven into its steam, and Lumi feels its warmth like a fire kindled in her heart. The auroras sway, their ribbons curling through the sky, and the snow falls lighter now, each flake a whisper of peace. The birds' wings beat softly, a rhythm that matches the spring's pulse, and Lumi's breath slows, her body sinking into the warmth of the hollow. The spring is a secret place, a haven where dreams are guarded, where the snowbirds weave their magic. Lumi sees it in her mind, a vision of her people, their shelters glowing under the auroras, their laughter rising like smoke. The birds hum, their song a lullaby that wraps the hollow in light. And the ice seems to glow, its surface softened by the spring's warmth. Lumi lies back on her furs, the ground warm beneath her, and the snow falls gently, a blanket that cradles her small form. The auroras dance, their colors a melody of their own, and the stars lean closer, their light a promise that the world is kind. The snowbirds circle once more, their wings a soft hum, and Lumi feels their song, a melody that carries her toward sleep. The spring steam rises, curling like a dream, and the air is heavy with the scent of moss and pine, soothing as a mother's touch. She sees the birds in her mind, their feathers shimmering, leading her through a world of ice and light. The hollow is a cradle, its warmth a lullaby, and the snowbird's song is a thread of hope weaving through the night. Lumi's heart slows, matching the rhythm of the spring, and the auroras sway, their glow a blanket that wraps her in peace. In her dream, she walks a field where the snowbirds fly, their wings painting the sky with light. The spring is there, its waters clear and warm, and her people stand around it, their faces bright with joy. The birds sing, a melody of change and hope, and Lumi feels their warmth, like a fire that never fades. The ice fields stretch wide, but they are not cold. They glow, their frost a mirror of the stars. The snow falls soft and silent, and the hollow holds her close, its warmth a promise that dreams endure. The auroras weave their ribbons, and Lumi smiles, her spirit calm, her heart at rest. The hollow grows softer, its edges blurring into a haze of silver and green. The snowbird's song becomes a whisper, a gentle nudge toward sleep. The stars glow, their light a cradle, and the spring hums, its waters a lullaby. Lumi is part of this hollow, part of the ice, part of the light that the snowbirds guard. The snow falls, each flake a dream, and the auroras dance, their colors woven into Forochel's heart. The world is a gentle dream, wrapped in the quiet magic of the north, where snowbirds fly and hope endures. In the hollow, a snowbird perches, its feathers catching the last of the aurora's glow. Lumi rests, her furs a mantle of warmth, and the spring holds her gently, its steam a lullaby. The stars burn bright, their light a melody, and the ice hums, a song that lingers in the earth's roots. The hollow dreams, its snow bathed in silver, and the world is at peace, forever dreaming under a sky of endless light. The stars of Middle-earth burn softly overhead, their silver light spilling across a world that dreams in quiet hues. The air is cool, scented with the faint sweetness of Eleanor and the crisp tang of distant seas. And the night wraps the land in a gentle embrace, like a cloak woven from moonlight. Somewhere, a stream murmurs, its waters rippling over mossy stones, and the breeze carries a whisper of ancient songs, melodies that linger in the heart of the earth. The tales of Nimrodel, the green-hooded stranger, Elendil, Thilwen, Lumi, Galadriel, Taran, and Olórin have woven a tapestry of light and memory, and now the world settles, its pulse slow and steady, inviting you to rest, Picture a glade where the grass is soft as a quilt, its blades swaying in time with the night's breath. The scent of wild thyme drifts through the air, mingling with the cool mist of a nearby spring, and the stars above glow brighter, as if leaning closer to listen. The trees, malern, willow, and ancient oak, stand silent, their leaves catching the moonlight in patterns that dance like a lullaby. You lie back on the grass, a cloak of soft wool around you, its warmth a gentle cradle against the night's chill. The earth hums beneath, its rhythm a melody older than sorrow, and the air grows softer, wrapping you in a blanket of peace. The stream's song weaves through the glade, a faint echo of Nimrodel's voice, her love for Amroth carried on the water's flow. Its ripples catch the starlight, sparkling like a thread of hope, and you feel her light, a warmth that lingers in your heart. The grass sways, and somewhere in the distance, daisies bloom, a gift from the green-hooded stranger, their petals glowing faintly in the dark. The breeze carries their scent, sweet and fleeting, and the night feels alive, its silence full of the Shire's quiet magic. You breathe deeply, the air cool against your cheeks, and the world slows, its rhythm matching your own. Above, the stars form patterns that Elendil once knew, their light a promise that hope endures. The glade feels like his hill in Arnor, its grass golden even in the moonlight, and the air hums with the memory of his dreams. You imagine Thilwyn's lullaby, soft and silver, drifting through the mist, guiding you as it did the lost in the Barrow-downs. The scent of lavender rises, faint and soothing, and the stars glow brighter, their light a beacon that wraps you in safety. The earth beneath is warm, its pulse steady, and you sink deeper into its embrace, like a traveler finding rest in a hollow. The auroras of Forochel flicker in your mind, their emerald ribbons dancing as Lumi's snowbirds fly, their wings a whisper of dreams. The air grows crisp, scented with pine, and the glade feels like a hidden spring, its warmth a cradle that holds you close. Galadriel's mirror shimmers nearby, its waters reflecting the stars, and her smile lingers, a light that soothes the heart. The scent of malern blossoms drifts through the air, sweet and melancholic, and the night grows softer, its edges blurring into a haze of silver and gold. The sea's song echoes, a gentle tide from Dol Amroth, where lanterns drift on the waves, their glow a prayer for the lost. The air carries the scent of rosemary, warm and grounding, and the stars above hum, their light a melody woven with Taran's dreams. You imagine Olórin in Valinor, his gray robes shimmering under the two trees, his song a lullaby that carries hope across the ages. The glade glows, its light a blanket, and the breeze whispers, a melody that nudges you toward sleep. The world is a cradle, its rhythms slow and kind. The stream hums, the grass sways, and the stars sing, their light a promise that endures. You feel the warmth of Middle-earth, its tales woven into your heart, and the night holds you gently, its magic a lullaby. The scents of thyme, lavender, and rosemary fade into the cool mist, and the glade dreams, its light a beacon in the dark. Your breath slows, your heart calms, and the stars above shine, forever dreaming in a sky of endless peace.